the best makeup artist, or which makeup artist would you like to collaborate with internationally? Kwanza tuanze international, alafu turudi home.
So internationally, kuna makeup artist anaitwa Mario. Umse maybe naweza taka collab na yeye. Naweza taka kupata like more film gigs zenye ziko na like some A-list makeup artist wa majuu. Kuna kadhaa wenye kufanya film now au come Kenya. Then Africa kuna makeup artist deadly sana anaitwa Hakim. Nigeria anafanya some special effects crazy. Nice. Kuna mwingine anaitwa Cruz wa Ghana. Same deadly pia. And then Kenya already na collaborate na so many makeup artists.
Unajua collaborate na kila mtu.
Manze, mimi ni mse.
Makeup artists wa Kenya ni kama wangapi? Unaweza account kwa industry.
But
ni wengi lakini si wengi.
Ni wengi lakini si wengi.
So like hawajafika
so that's
exactly.
Hawajafika so. So na vibing nao sana. Like Kenyan makeup artists, I don't think niko na mse sijaifanya kitu na makeup artists wa Kenya. Okay, maybe wako, but like
wale waniwa I'm sure say.
But we like I usually try as much as possible just to know what conversation is happening around makeup, because also it's important being current in any craft. You must be really good, be grounded and be current.
True.
So najaribu tu kuwa current, just know what is happening kwa game.
Makeup will change after every 5 months.
It will change. Actually weirdly enough, like hata maybe saa zingine hata less than 5 months unapata kuna a new design of eyebrows.
Right.
There's a, someone has come up with an interesting highlighter. Kuna highlighter niliona sai, there are even like liquid highlighters, like kuna vitu zina come. There's an ombre lip which now is not special anymore.
It's not special anymore because everyone can achieve it.
After watu kuachieve kitu, by the way, you change.
Next.
Tukishajua just a lady in Nairobi who doesn't do makeup can achieve like an ombre lip. Unapatanga trend ingine imeingia. So
quick fast.
So na unakumbuka makeup ilianza na ile Nigerian brow, the heavy one.
Yeah.
Alafu ikakam ni the powder eyebrows, ikakam the natural brow, ikakam like vitu zina change.
Turudi ile line tena. Unakumbuka wenye
tulikuwa ile line ya 80s
ile dot
so sasa like vitu zina change. Makeup will change fast. So you must always stay current. And staying current is also you just knowing what the young generation of makeup artists are doing. And for me, that's I
how do you keep up?
So sijui kama mimi ni young at heart ama kitu kaa hiyo, but I'm able to just have vibe na makeup artists wa young, na naweza ku vibe na makeup artists wa old. Yeah. So that's how I keep up, just to know, not to do, to know. Yeah, just to know, to know what the wave is about. And also to be really, really honest with you, and in a very humble way, I think I'm at a place where I'm not looking at the makeup game from I'm not centered around Kenya sana, like naangalia nje too, like all the time, because now my aspiration is just to step out of Kenya a little bit. And
I wanted to ask you where you see the Kenyan makeup industry going in the next 5 years, now that you've started venturing outside the country, because you're actually one of the pioneers of makeup in Kenya in the film industry, right?
Yeah.
So the new generation makeup industry. So where do you see the Kenyan makeup industry going, and where do you see yourself going these years?
That's amazing. So I'll just come back to something we did last year, right? So there's never been a category for Kalash for makeup.
Yes.
So we had this conversation with the guys at Kenya Film Commission, and luckily they were almost getting to that point where they wanted to expand their category list, and luckily makeup was one of them. So they were able to add that onto their category. So we had the first makeup artist last year. Win a Kalasha, and that's amazing.
Yes.
So, and why that was important and why that meeting with Kenya Film Commission was important is because last year I noticed like there are so many makeup artists who did a lot of projects, and these projects kuna zenye zilienda Netflix, any project zili hit sana,
ziko kila pahali.
And if we are not careful to recognize these makeup artists, manze, I say like wanna put in the work just as any director, any gaffer, any
department ya cinema.
So I'm happy with the Women in Film Awards and Kalasha.
Yes.
Because now we know that makeup artists can be recognized. And also, na feel sasa moving forward, like the next 5 years in film, if, luckily, hopefully things go well for us, I think kutakuwa na makeup artists wenye wanapiga job crazy sana. Because now makeup artists wamerealize that you can actually express yourself and your thought. Like makeup artists alikuwa ule mtu anaambiwa what. Now a makeup artist is a person who is a consultant in a film set.
True.
You ask them, what do you think we should do for this scene? Is there something you feel like unaweza bring in just to make? Even directors are more curious about like crew yangu inaweza fanya nini. We are going through that wave right now.
Really?
Where so much work is being put out that now any director wants people to bring in their A game.
True.
Kila mtu like alete Kenya ako nayo,
ni nini ingine unakujangana nini ingine like, kwa set,
and that's why I'm so happy for this season because my friends who've been in the film industry and they're really passionate, mse kama Greg Kiwo, like man huo mse ni lethal sana in like ni ule mse tukistart out alikuwa anabeba tu snake light kwa bag, ni ule mse wa kujituma na nataka kuadd extra, si ndio? So our say wa kuadd extra wa kuweka tu ile nini mchuzi tu like people who are not average will do really well.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see makeup artists, Kenyan makeup artists just stepping out to do bigger and bigger projects internationally.
Kweli?
Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing the game. And I think as for me as a person, manze, like nataka kupeleka hii Suki Makeup Academy to a level where it's a go-to institution for makeup artists in film. Zile za ukakuna direct film yako kijua umetrainiwa na Suki, man, like una trust that mtu anaweza fanya
ukwe kama KGC wa makeup
exactly
wa Kenya.
Like unajua tu ni
unajua tu ukipata certificate ya mse wa makeup atoka Suki Academy unajua basi kazi imeisha.
Huyu mkwe tu tayari.
Done deal.
Hivyo tu ndio na hope ifike in terms of the makeup academy, and also na hope kufanya a lot more film. So pia mi na aspire kufanya a lot more international projects za cinema. Bado nataka kuwa ule mse, because you see nataka kuwa ule mse mwenye project ikikam kutoka majuu, people know that there's a makeup artist in Kenya who can deliver, and that's really really very important, because back in the day hadi makeup artists alikuwa na come, so mi nimeishi tu nikiassist so many international makeup artists, so I want to be the makeup artist that goes outside Kenya to do work.
So okay, we have a gig. Say go.
Yeah. So like there's a gig manze nimejaribu kwenda manze for a long time as a filmmaker.
Kajibamba.
So kuna job nilifanya yenye nilikuwa the only Kenyan head of department. That was really, nilikuwa like, okay, so now I want more of this.
Now you can get
like,
it.
Kana is kakomeza, man, and you have someone from SA, kona mse wa majuu, and all of you are heading departments, and you can speak on at that table, you can bring in your ideas. So hapo ndio nataka kufika. I want Safaricom to recognize that hiyo ni makeup ya Suki. like hey bethe tuleteni ule mse anauaga sana ule mse nataka ifike hiyo level where you can relate with my art even without even just knowing me as a person.
You just know that Suki that.
Yeah. If you see my work, you know it. It's like how unaweza on styling ya mse kama Kevo Abra ujue mse.
Bas.
Ama unaweza ona you know, our photographers.
Unajua kazi yao.
Unaangalia tu job unasema, whether hii ni job ya mse. Hii ni job ya mse. Hivyo.
Na inaka say we've gotten to a point where in Kenya guys are starting to recognize other people's game.
I love it.
Venye unaona kwa TV sema huyu ni Suki.
True.
Hii pale tu nini huyu ni Suki.
Yeah. Yes.
Unacheki.
Kama like me najua like niko in sync sana na job za like kuna watu najuanga kama kuna art director anaitwa Shiko. Nikiona tu job hivi na Shiko. Najua Shiko.
Si endo unafanya art direction zote ziko za hii advertisement whatever za industry. Shiko does some crazy things. Shiko nilipita kwa podcast mbele huku nijibu.
Shiko the artifier
ni sawa. She's a fantastic.
So nikiona tu commercial hivi nione kuna vibe. So unaweza tell, najua lighting ya Greg. Najua art ya Shiko. Like kuna watu wako na signature. And the most amazing thing in just mastering your craft is just having a signature. And that's what I'm also like striving to have. Well, I see billboards and I see my work, but I usually ask myself, will someone see these faces and realize that this is Suki?
Do you think you have a signature yourself?
Yeah.
You have?
Definitely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's niwe ku-enhance to your...
So ni ku-enhance your signature. Sijui, watu wanaweza tupea feedback. Kama msema ameona job yangu, mahali tu billboard ni nini na unaweza tell hii ni Suki bila
piga picha to show.
Piga picha manze.
To show.
Tupe feedback.
Kabisa. We are ready for it. You did this project. You said you wanted to impact the society.
Yes.
With your makeup.
Yes.
Kuna the vitiligo campaign that we had mentioned earlier. Nilifanya 2019.
Yeah, nilifanya don't even remember when.
It was in 2019.
Yeah. Ukifanya it was just before you did Project
Uhuru. Yeah. Well, yeah, earlier 2019. Yeah. How was that, and how did you decide that vitiligo is the thing to go to? Ama how did you come up with an idea kama hiyo, and what change did you want to impact the people on with?
So history ilianza manze 2015.
Itabidi.
So 2015 nilikuwa nafanya tour, nilikuwa nafanya music videos with Sauti Sol. And one of the music videos, we were doing a music video for a track called Chep. And each Chep ilikuwa, it was supposed to be a project ya Gina Mutunen. You know Gina Mutunen? She's a director. Maybe say ako chini ya maji for a bit, but alikuwa na alikuwa afanya hiyo project. So I meet this lady called Julie. Akona hii condition. See albinism? I don't know what it is, right? It was my first interaction with vitiligo. So, and I noticed she has like very interesting patches. And as an artist, I just thought, hey, maybe I'll do something here. And cool. But it took me 2 years to create the project because I didn't know what. I knew that I wanted to do something with Julie, but I didn't know what. So I took the 2 years to like meet the Vitiligo Society of Kenya, and I wanted it to be something for them.
Yes.
So I met them and I realized that every time there is an International Vitiligo Awareness Day, they usually use picture, there's a model wa majuu.
Ule Ambrose.
Sijui anaitwa nani. Forgotten the name. But very pretty.
Tutumia Michael Jackson for now.
Au tumie hiyo jina, au tumie hiyo picha yake.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, why don't you guys use your picture to create that awareness? So I thought, okay, so let me create something. So I approached a few people and I funded the project, and I created like this idea to shoot a project with a male and female model with vitiligo, and then just put the pictures out and do like actually the exhibition didn't come at first. So I shot the project, we shot, Then fast forward, thanks to the guys at Procraft, then tukarudi msee akaniambia like hii picha ukipost then what, why don't you do an exhibition? So I did like the whole TV runs, you know, the interviews and
hizo vitu zote ni ulikuwa umejipangia
nilifanya
hizo media runs?
Nilifanya tu like, and then you know like just
Who do you call?
so you just know people, you just
unajua
unajua
watu
mimi ni ule msee tu wa by the way udo nini, nitasave number yako, najua nitakunid one day.
okay.
Yeah. So like you don't really have to do makeup at it. Mimi ni ule msee like I know like najuanga okay, nikipigia Sheila anajua msee anaweza nipea hii, so like wacha nipigie Sheila nishikanisha na hivyo,
alafu ende hivi na hivi kweli,
so kuna viget tu. So I did the media runs, nikafanya exhibition and we had like 100 guests, Power 254. Then we did a whole awareness. Your project ilienda sana.
ulikuwa una trend for a couple of days.
For a couple of days ili songa nini. Pia majuu hivi kidogo. The rest of Africa, like kuna mahali country flani I think ili hit kidogo. Yeah, so it was a good project. You know, of course, just as any project that you approach as a makeup artist, haikosangi challenges zake, but ilikuwa poa.
Challenges ilikuwa,
it was important for me to sign an agreement with my crew, for me to own the property, for me to own
NDA.
Yeah, so I didn't do that. And so legally I don't think I can claim the rights to those images.
Okay.
But I funded the project, right? I did that, but it was unless, because you come to realize that there's
intellectual
kuna vitu hujui
kweli,
but una need kujua kama artist. By the way, mi si makeup artist tu nikufanya hivi
okay,
na need to understand everything that entails what I do and other department. I just don't need to understand the makeup itself.
Kweli?
I need to understand a lot, my whole field.
Everything.
Like mi nikiona lens mpya niko rada na hiyo lens, kamenje gani, wana launch, wame launch kamenje mpya, like na need kujua hizi vitu
kweli,
because they affect my work.
They do.
So I learned so much from that, and that also made me very cautious about also like working with people like on collaborative projects. So I'm very intentional now about things like,
because the paperwork is very important,
key.
Sababu sasa uwezi cash in, you can't do anything.
You can't cash in, you can't revenue share. Unajua vitu kama hizo. Going back now to like our conversation of what you do, una doing nini?
Una doing makeup.
Okay, is it a business? Is it a hobby? What is it?
Is it a sustainable business?
Yeah, if it's a business, then what are these things that you need to understand? So
yes, equally.
Yes, kundeli hit. But I was young then.
Sai jaribu ya mchezo.
Sai mimi ni OG.
It was a good concept that you brought to life, I think. As much as the paperwork got into the...
It was beautiful.
What did that project bring to you?
It brought to me peace of mind, because like sometimes ukipata idea by the you don't even sleep sometimes. Inakusumbua, si ndio?
Yeah, sana.
So it made me realize that I can make a difference with my artistry. That thing that I wanted to become, the politician, political science thing, I'm doing it now.
You're translating it different.
I'm translating it like through my artistry. So that was very important to realize that. And as that to me, I make up artistry, create change, who inspire, who make a difference.
Nice.
And hakuna kitu fulfilling kai.
So what did you feel eventually after your campaign?
Nilifeel kama nimeachieve, so nilifeel ni kama naweza taka kufanya more. So yeah.
So what's your next project?
Limitless. So nilifanya live exhibition, I've done one live exhibition where just people are just vibing and just looking at me, my work, the artwork and stuff like that.
Masterclass?
I've done so many master classes.
Wacha.
I've done, so my biggest master class I think ilikuwa na 60 students.
Wow.
Ilikuwa heavy, and I'm not doing any other master class. Kama
Hivi
haina
karibuni.
100 people.
Oh,
Yeah.
sheesh, si
Kama
sawa basi,
hujaleta
sorry, Allah.
Kama hujaleta so man.
And do you charge for the master classes or
I do charge.
unakupianga watu wa register ama kuna
makeup
parts?
artist ni kazi.
Si.
I'm here for work.
Yeah.
So I do charge for my master classes. So yeah, I've done so many master classes, and they also helped me gear up to this point where I did the American Embassy master classes. Cause me siko ule mse tunaweza ongea in public. Mi ni mse tu niko toned down. So I was also just using those master classes as
Because I wanted to ask, how did you work on your public speaking? Kwa sababu wewe kama tunaongea hivi unaongea tu ni
ilikuwa tough man, like me ni introvert, me hata like, so nilikuwa tu na, I knew that that's where I wanted to get to. So I worked towards that by doing a lot of free speaking gigs. So that time nilikuwa natafuta nani wanataka kuwa inspired. So you know, is it my former high school? They're not paying me, so they don't have expectations.
Yeah, they don't.
If nikisama ama nikiangusha kwa speech yangu kwani kuna shida?
Hamna.
Si ndio?
Kabisa.
Nikikosa articulate words ni sawa.
Sawa, wanakuelewa.
But you see, I now worked towards my goal, which is now where I can be able to speak to 60 people and time myself without even looking at the time.
How long did it take for you to get to that point? Masterclass yako ya first kwanza ilikuwa gari, na how hard did you prepare for it?
Masterclass yangu ya first ilikuwa Masterclass yangu ya first. So me and a friend of mine called him Daisy.
Valerie.
Daisy. Oh man.
Hi Valerie.
Such a good friend of mine.
Oh, she's such a talented makeup artist.
She is dope.
She's an amazing.
So we come up with this idea, hey, tufanye masterclass. So we did a masterclass hapo. Kuna ile theater ilikuwa pale Tawi inaitwa. Ile iko hapa karibu Parliament. Tukafanya hiyo masterclass. I think that was one of my first masterclasses. Fun. And that helped because we were really.
Kwa sababu nilikuwa nakuuliza nani msenge mwingine, because you're both soft spoken.
Yeah.
You're both very much introverts. Very laid back but very talented. So nani alikuwa saidia mwingine?
So tulikuwa tu
narushia wechi.
Through ideas hapa kule. And most of the people who came for the master classes were our friends. So we
itabidi.
Yeah. But I also did a master class for Vera Beauty College. And that was quite nice. Yenye ilikuwa na 60 students. Then I've also done like a couple of master classes for Creative Garage and you know, and my own personal ones, like the one I did in 2019. That's the last time I did a master class. 2019, yes.
Sa COVID imeisha.
2020.
COVID imeisha sasa tunafanya master class.
Yeah,
do you have the right to assemble?
If we have 100 people, we can do the master class. So also like just trying to put enough muscle to do
nice.
To do, you know, for people to come to your master class, you must have value that you want to bring, right?
Yes.
And if people don't see value, they won't come for the master class and they won't pay for that master class.
Of course.
So for me, I also just I don't want to be over I don't want to be over present pia. Like me napenda kudisappear man. Napenda sipendi kwa ule mse mwenye Staki uweke value yangu chini because I'm over available.
True. Wacha pia wewe uadimike kama
nataka tu kudisappear and then you just see my work. Then if you want to know what I do and how to do what I do, then you'll come for the master class, and then by then itakuwa na more value for you. But at the moment I'm still doing the master class for like I'm calling it Script to Skin. It's makeup workshops with the American Embassy. It's like a whole 1 year um, series of makeup workshops. So
Nice.
that's what I'm currently focusing on,
Okay.
because I'm in partnership with them for 2 years. So
Hey,
nilimaliza 1 year juzi. So
congratulations.
tunaendelea saa hii mwaka. So we go to Kisumu, Nakuru, Nairobi, Mombasa, Lamu. So we just teach makeup artists.
How many individuals do you have in a class, per class, in a county?
The biggest number I've had was Mombasa. Me, I love makeup artists in Mombasa. Like they're such,
Unakuanga
ni
umejitolea.
wako na vibe sana. So I had almost like 30, 35 per class. But all the
Nice.
other regions ilikuwa 25 each.
Wow.
We positioned 25 each so that we can come to 100.
Do they do a call out? The British, the
Yes,
the
they
British,
do.
and then
The
you
US Embassy, yeah, they usually do like call out of, hey, niaje, if you want to
learn makeup.
learn makeup, you know, it's the idea is it's for entrepreneurship and expression. That's a whole goal. So to express yourself as a makeup artist, and also to give you an opportunity to learn the business skills that come with makeup artistry.
That is fantastic.
So yeah, so just learning entrepreneurship, the business aspect of makeup artistry, as much as
there's
also
the art part of it.
and also learning. Both of them go hand in hand. You can't be a great makeup artist and not understand how to work your books.
I feel like you're still impacting the society in your own way.
Yes.
In your own master classes, the collaborations with the US Embassy, kwa sababu bado si unafikia wale watu mashinani wenye unataka kufikishia.
Thankfully I am, like, cause also hata idea your project me, I really wanted to reach someone who is like me, who is in the situation, is in kind of like the same situation I was.
Which is,
if you grew up in a low income background and you're in a low income setting and you have this dream to be a makeup artist but you don't know how to approach it, I wanted to tap into that and reach that person so that I can just give them a good landing
field.
A good landing field, yeah, to makeup artistry, instead of kutafuta mtu akushike mkono uingie hivi ulearn by yani inaweza take longer.
Ita take longer.
So instead of someone just taking 5 years to understand makeup artistry, it's good for them. They can take 1 year to understand makeup artistry and take these 5 years to actually perfect the skill. And they won't approach makeup artistry with the same mistakes I did. They will know how to, if you make this kind of money, how much should you charge? Do you even know? Do you even know how to charge? Do you even know how to put yourself out there? The thing I was telling you about reaching out to your clients, even if they've not called you for a gig. Hygiene, the thing about just understanding that you're in someone's personal space and how you should carry yourself and how to address a client and how to deal with a hostile situation when you're dealing with a difficult person. And also just understanding that in film, we really don't respect actors as much as we should as makeup artists.
True.
We need to understand that kwa hiyo kiti, that's when they just take time to get into their character. And every actor has a way of doing it. There is an actor who will atataka music, kuna ule actor anataka piga story. Then there's an actor who just wants quiet.
Peace and quiet.
So if you don't give them that,
it's a problem.
You're a shoddy makeup artist.
Where?
In their opinion, they'll be like, that's a shoddy makeup. But they also they can't point out what, but it's because your environment wasn't conducive enough for
them to get into the proper space that they needed to.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
So ni makeup kuna psychology mob sana that watu they don't consider the like psychological aspect of makeup artistry.
Because I think, you see, when you start doing makeup, unafikiria tu ni kwenda kuweka mtu kala kwa face. Chacha alafu toke uende.
Yeah.
So you telling us that there is a lot of psychology to go behind everything, every step of it.
Yeah.
That is life-saving kwa sababu imagine sasa, how long did it take you to learn this?
It took me a long time. It took me like a lot. And I really thank Kenyan actors because I've made so many mistakes on their faces also. So ni zile za it's them extending grace and also you willing to learn. And willing to learn how every actor behaves and how most actors are.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get a template, then you can survive. But if you think you're a makeup artist, like you'll just come with your attitude na approach actor, manze, itakuwa tricky sana. Like with your bad attitude or you just, something as simple as just understanding that mtu akikam kunifanyia touch up sahi kwa hii camera, that their back shouldn't be on the camera. It's so simple, but si simple hivyo.
You don't know.
Because you don't know, your tushi will be on the screen.
Bas.
Right? So just understanding that you have to be on the side. It's a skill.
The dynamics of najua kwa nini mnakujanga sideways.
On the side, we're always on the side. Sindio?
Because unakujanga hivi ama
hivi ama hivi, it's never this way.
Imagine. It's like, oh wow. Kwa hivyo ni adabu.
It's a skill. Ni kulandu like by the way, director atakuwa hapo akishangaa.
Hii rasa ni nini bwana?
Oh boy. Unajua? And then ni hard watu watakwambia. So it's that. So I guess I'm also impacting the next generation of makeup artists in that sense, and I'm glad I am, and I want to do that.
Is there a particular skin that you prefer to work with, like skin? So what complexion would you rather work with? In makeup, in film.
In film, so mi napenda the African. So unajua tu like na melanin. Mi napenda tu kuwa na melanin. So extremely dark, the extreme dark. So that's what I really love.
And you saw the evolution of makeup. Ikikuja kwa sababu makeup ilikuwa ya wazungu famous, alafu umepaka makeup, manze umeparara, watu hujui kama umepaka Vaseline na umepaka lovely, and the evolution of makeup.
It's really how makeup was received in Africa. But you remember, so everything, I think, most of the things that we consume first came from Africa and went,
and then came back. Redefined.
So redefined. But how we consume them, we think it's very strange or alien, but it's really not. It's makeup started in Africa actually. And in our culture, there's no African culture yenye haina some form of face art and some form of makeup. That's makeup. It's only that like the name itself makeup. But watu wa kitambo walikuwa like wakifu walikuwa na beautify in their own way. And walikuwa najichora, si ndio?
Paint na nini.
Na walikuwa najitatu.
Wajikatakata
huko
hivi.
So kuna hiyo. So I think my most favorite skin to work on is like the really, really dark skin. But how I would say the Kenyan woman interpreted makeup at first, they didn't have the know-how ya kupaka. Ni aje hii shade haiwaka na wewe. Wacha kupaka lighter shade.
Kweli?
Unajua, like paka shade yenye inapelekana na skin tone yako.
Hiyo time shades zilikuwa kama 3.
Zilikuwa 3 na zilikuwa lighter zote. So ulikuwa unapata watu
wanakaa wenye wanataka.
Kwa streets or wako tu kiao. Wenye wanataka. So at first it was strange, but I'm glad right now like tuko na ranges, tuko na shades mingi, like ka Fenty iko na range kubwa sana ya shades. So unaweza pata hata ule mtu dark kabisa anaweza pata shade na ule mtu light kabisa pata shade yake. So
bado ni Afrika.
Na bado ni Afrika So na bado wako na ni
melanated
sana
mbaya sana. Which product do you prefer to work with? Sababu kama makeup veteran, Suzy Beauty, her makeup was the first to pop in Kenya.
Yes, it was the first Kenyan makeup
original
brand.
Yes, in Kenya.
Yeah.
So what
and
do you think?
Yeah, and she's like a makeup icon. kwa game. Like,
Umemeet?
ule ni queen wa makeup. Manze
Kweli?
nimemeet. She's a good friend of mine. She's awesome.
Nice. Natamweta hapa siku moja.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you like, what do you think about the Kenyan beauty industry with now us, our people making our own makeup? Has it elevated the game? Are we up to par with the rest of the makeup industry internationally?
Yeah.
Ama sisi we have a bit more work to put in, because I feel like beauty is an international brand, but do they match up with the rest of the people like Fenty, with Akina Mark? Of course, they're only high end, but is it the proper makeup, or like how do they fit into the industry in Kenya?
I would say they are doing their level best to make sure that like the Kenyan woman gets a product that is ideal for them. And you know, like I'd say also, like if you look at the Kenyan woman, there, like the Kenyan woman is so spread out in what each class can consume. So if I compare brands in that sense, I wouldn't be doing justice, because a brand that in a like foundation inatoka ka 10K, they put in a lot more money and they're getting a lot more value. They're getting value for what they've put in as capital of that business.
True.
Sindio? Per foundation, let's say, per unit.
Per unit, yes.
Yeah. So, but you see, the bigger percentage of a Kenyan woman anaweza buy product iko worth do fulani. So I'd say we are getting there, and I'm really happy about like how Kenyans are also showing the world that ni aje si tunaweza tengeneza vitu and you can consume, you know, ile buy Kenya.
Yeah.
You can buy locally, you can buy Kenyan owned brands instead of kubuy za nje. Na appreciate your effort.
Your effort.
It is hard, and I'm assuming it's really, really hard. Mostly it's harder than you might even
manufacturing in
think.
Kenya is a nightmare.
Yeah, it might be harder than you might think. I hope to join them much later. I'm really careful about it also. Yes, I want to come up with and create products for the African woman. And I actually developed something and nikai launch, but then nikai pull back. Pull back because me as I as a makeup artist or as Suki, bado siko ready for your engagement side. It's good to also just be honest. Haya. Also the game, sidhani niko ready to deal with the current struggle of making the Kenyan understand that it's okay to buy this Kenyan brand and it's not any less. See counterfeit, see any less than.
Inafika hiyo, like
it's the same level wise
with the international products.
I'm being careful about. I don't really think I want to deal with that struggle right now. But it will get better.
It should.
And I really appreciate people like Susie who like really went hard and head on and
showed us.
Like alienda tu like zile za niaje, like I'm bringing this brand and kaende.
That's pretty. That's actually amazing. Yeah.
It's a lot of guts. Now imagine ilikuwa like more than 10 years ago, man. Like hiyo ilikuwa when even most international brands hadn't hit the market yet.
They hadn't even come here. They didn't even know we want makeup.
Exactly. So convince a Kenyan woman that niaje buy a product.
Nunua hii makeup ni ya Afrika. Kwa nini? Why? Vaseline na Binta Sudan ndio ilikuwa inatubama tunatoka kukienda. Si ndio?
Kumbuka siku za Yolanda.
Si ndio?
But you know, I'm happy with where the game is going.
Oh guys, we've grown in leaps and bounds.
We have, and it's beautiful. The same way the film industry is growing, the same way the makeup industry is growing also.
Let's make
tunaenda hivi.
Head to head.
Inabamba
Head
sana.
to head. Kwa
Inabamba.
sababu ukislay kitu kidogo hivi uko out of the game.
Mbaya. By the way, si ati nini.
Where do you see Suki in the next 2 years? Uza 5 kwa sababu COVID iliharibu kila kitu.
COVID ilitu. COVID unapunga tulikuwa kupatana tu gym like on a daily during the day like
Izao.
Tuna spend 4 hours unapiga tizi mimi niko like maana by the way kuko mbaya. Kuliko kubad. Where see Suki in 2 years? 2 years by then inafika tu kesho. But I see Suki as this CEO